Craig Stammen's first major league pitch is a strike, and the crowd loves it at 7:05, right on time. 4-2 with a 1.80 ERA. Craig Stammen is 6'3", 200. Born in Coldwater, Ohio, on a beautiful night, 76 degrees. The University of Dayton Flyer is now a major leaguer. Goes upstairs, ball one. Niger Morgan in this series, 2 for 8 with a run scored. Close. Chad Fairchild didn't call it a strike. Craig Stammen told me today he loves to throw the sinker. He's got a 4-seam fastball to go with it. A curveball and a straight change. And getting around late, Morgan. PNC scouting report on the young man making his major league debut, Rob.
Well, we know an awful lot about him from what he's told us, but 87 starts in the minor leagues. He had a 30-30 record, and like Bob said, he can throw all of his pitches for strikes. And there you see another one, line shot right at the shortstop. Good fastball, slider, sinker, which is a 2-seam fastball that he will ride in on righties, and then a very solid change. So hopefully he can get through the early inning jitters, Bob.
Nationals defensively, Josh Willingham in the lineup tonight, so Adam Dunn is back in right field, and Willie Harris gets the start in center. Guzman, Hernandez, Zim, Johnson, and Josh Bard the start on the infield tonight. Swinging a foul by Freddie Sanchez, 4 for 8 with an RBI in this series. Pardon me, 4 for 13 with 1 RBI, and he's starting to warm things up a little bit, batting .310. Chad Fairchild is the junior umpire on this crew. Paul Nart, the crew chief Joe West, and Ed Rapuano on the bases. Quickly 0-2 to Sanchez, a former batting champ. Right by him on the inside corner. First major league strikeout for Craig Stammen.
Well, and I told you before, our hitters liked seeing him in spring training. They say he throws a lot of strikes. He got ahead with some breaking balls, and then 92 located perfectly on the inner half. Even a batting champion's not going to hit that.
Two outs, bases empty. Nate McLouth. We have some technical problems with our Exmo tonight. Not available right now. Fastball in there to McLouth, and Stammen has come roaring out of the dugout for his first major league inning. Nate McLouth with a 7-game hitting streak. There's the change. 83. Coldwater, Ohio, about 2 hours north of Cincinnati, where Craig grew up. Told me he went to a lot of basketball games at one of the greatest basketball venues in America, the UD Arena, the home of the basketball Flyers at the University of Dayton. Here's the 2-1. And a foul ball evens the count.
That's interesting. I played some charity basketball games in the winters during my career in Cincinnati.
Did you ever make it up to the UD Arena on Edwin Moses Drive?
Yeah. Yeah, we played right there. We played a lot of games.
McLouth got that one off of his leg.
I think we played the Bengal players one time right there. And you see McLouth right here fouling this ball off the edge of his foot, maybe down the shin. And we would refer to that as a shin burger. Usually you get that. It's a shot back at you on the mound and you get him in the shin.
2-2 pitch. Flied out beyond second base. Willie Harris is under it. 1, 2, and 3. Well done, Craig Stammen. You're now a major league pitcher. in that slot this year, and Nick has hit safely in 10 of his last 11 games. Willingham, Harris, Bard in the lineup tonight in these 6, 7, and 8 spots. So Guzman will step in against Ian Snell. 27-year-old right-hander, 5'11", 198. Lifetime, he's 32 and 43. This will be his 6th career start against the Nats. Against Washington, he's 1-1 with a solid 3.86 ERA. Just 1-5 though, with a nearly 5 ERA for the Pirates this year. Way inside to Guzman. Bottom of the first underway. CRISTIAN is 4 for 12 with a pair of walks in this series. He has started in his last 17 ball games, hitting safely in 16 of those. And a little fly ball left field with ways to go for the speedy Nyjer Morgan.
Let's give you the PNC scouting report on Ian Snell. He's right around the corner here. Dover, Delaware is where he grew up. He may be 5'11", but he can rush it up there, mid-90s, high 90s, and slider, slider, slider. Back in 2007, threw over 1,100 sliders during that season. So he loves his slider. It's a good one. He'll throw it anytime in the count.
And our neighbors to the north named him the Delaware Sports Writers Association Athlete of the Year in 06. Nick Johnson. On base average, 7th best in the league at 434. 2-0. Nick has struck out 26 times this year, walked 23. That's a great ratio. Not to mention the 25 RBIs. Fastball misses, 3-0. So Nick's gotten big hits when he needs them, but he's been on base so much. The last remaining Expo. Wow. And that was just over 3 years ago, or 4 years ago, when the move was made here. And a 3-1 to Nick, right in there. I guess if Nick Johnson ever departs our ball club or retires a National, it'll be the passing of an era, won't it?
Last of the Mohicans or the last of the Mo Expos?
The last of the Montrealites.
Yep. Wow. What'd they call them? Canucks? They call the Canadians Canucks?
I think some do. Nick's so good at extending at bats. He played with Montreal in 04, hit .251. Only played 73 games that year, had a back problem, got his cheekbone hurt. And then he came to the Nats and hit .289 first year in Washington in 05. Then .290. The horrible collision with Austin Kearns late in the 06 season. Didn't play in 07. Hurt again last year. And Nick's going to cover a couple of bases for us right here. Maybe just one. He'll challenge second base and get the double. Quickly played by Moss out there, who has 5 outfield assists. And Nick Johnson celebrates his debut on Masson tonight with a 2-bagger. That'll be his 6th double of the year to go with a triple and 4 home runs.
Well, what happens here with Snell is Johnson, Nick works him so many pitches into the count. They're not even playing him to pull. This ball's on the inner half, so you're not playing him correctly if you're going to pitch him that way. And he just rockets it off the right field wall. But try to throw that 92, 93 on the inner half. Not sneaking it by Nicholas right now.
Ryan Zimmerman takes one low and inside. Ryan's been on base 6 times in this series. Batting average of .355 is in the top 5 in the league. More importantly, those 31 RBIs in the top 7, and there's one sitting out there right now.
Well, I think one of the things that's fascinating about Ian Snell, he's got such great stuff, can throw them for strikes, but he just gets hit 774 hits in 649 innings to date.
2-0 catcher set up outside. Jaramillo, who Zimmerman was ripping. That ball was out over the plate, not where he wanted it. The pitcher, that is. Adam Dunn is 3 for his last 24. Maybe he needs to see a hittable right-hander tonight. .94 on that heater, and Ryan was late.
Well, I told you the 5'11" young man can rush it up there, and here he is, 5'11", just bringing the cheese at the knees. 94. Very hard to hit that pitch. See him foul it off to the right side, a little bit late.
Two pitch. Nasty slider. Zimmerman gone. Pirates defensively 3rd in the league. None of their outfielders, Niger Morgan, Nate McLouth, or Brandon Moss, has made an error this year. Jack Wilson and Freddie Sanchez solid up the middle. The LaRoche brothers, Andy at third, Adam at first base, and Jason Jaramillo, the young catcher. RBI sitting out there for Adam Dunn. They'll be careful here with first base open, a right-hander on deck. So Adam Dunn may not see a fastball in this at bat. Another slider. Nick Johnson doubled with 1 out. 4th hit of the series. Nick's been on base 9 times in these 4 games. Called strike. Adam Dunn down on strikes for the 46th time this year. The Beatles would love this. A day in the life of Nick Johnson coming up. There's mom Liz and little Brianna. Brianna will be 3 in July. and a great baseball family. By the way, as we start Nick's day, visit homedepot.com/spring. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. I'll talk to Nick's mom later, Paula, Larry Boa's sister.
Do we have some Nick Young pictures?
Oh, you know we do.
Beautiful. My favorite.
Here's LaRoche, 1 for 10. But the Nats have walked Adam LaRoche 4 times in this series. His one hit drove in a couple of runs in game 2. And Craig Stammen tries to retire his 4th consecutive hitter. 2-1. Phillies big time win at Cincinnati today. 12-5. Utley, Ibanez, Howard, Dobbs, home runs. Brandon Phillips hit 1 for Cincinnati, but 12-5, and the Phillies are now 22-17. Rob,
the two-seam sinker right here. You see him getting on top of it, throw it like a fastball. It is a fastball, but it rides away from lefties, in on righties.
Little weak ground ball out to Anderson Hernandez. Gets behind it, 1 out. Craig Stammen in his minor league career, 30-32 with a 3.81 ERA, 107 games, 87 starts, and this year 4-2 with a 1.80 ERA. 7 starts for Syracuse. Yesterday would have been his regular turn, but they had a day off yesterday, so he'd be pitching tonight anyway. This ball pretty well hit by Brandon Moss, chasing Josh Willingham to the warning track and left. 2 outs. Orioles are coming tomorrow night, and the weekend giveaways are courtesy of ExxonMobil. Saturday, first 20,000 fans, a free Nationals blue ball cap. Sunday, the first 10,000 kids 12 and under, a free kids jersey. 888-632-NATS. Visit nationals.com or stop by the box office here at the ballpark. By the way, guess who leads the all-time series between Washington and Baltimore?
Baltimore.
Guess again.
Montreal. Washington.
Ding, 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 ding. 10-8 the Nats lead over the years. 3-3 last year. Each team won 2 of 3 in their own ballpark. 4-2 Washington in 07, and they split in 06. A little interleague fun. Here's Andy LaRoche. Tell him what he's won, Johnny. Swing and a miss. How about a 1-2-3 inning? That's a prize enough for any young pitcher, much less 2 of them. We're covering the bases with Nick Johnson, who's 1 for 1 tonight, and more coming up with Nick as we go through. Role he's starting to have on this ball club, and he said, I like it. He's embracing it, Rob, and he pitched 7 great innings, 1 run on 7 hits last night, a couple of walks and 5 strikeouts, and deserved a win, which he could not get.
Well, he set a great example, and he gets better with every start. He's got a huge heart. He may not have the 98-mile-an-hour fastball, but his command was impeccable last night. He was in a pitcher's duel till the end when he came out of the game, and lost it in the top of the 9th inning. It's going to happen.
LANNAN one draft class, one draft round really ahead of Craig Stammen. 11th and 12th rounds respectively back in '05. And of course we know the third baseman that came out of that draft, a kid out of Virginia named Zimmerman. Josh Willingham 2 for 9 with a walk. He leads off. Those are his series numbers as he comes up here, bottom 2. On an 0-2 pitch, not easy to take. Willingham in the month of May, 12 hits. 9 of them have gone for extra bases. Breaking ball and a half swing. The Minnesota Twins today won at Chicago over the White Sox 20-1.
Yes, they did.
The largest margin of defeat in the history of old man Comiskey's White Sox.
Yes, it was.
How about that?
And they're after Jake Peavy in the worst way as their starters continue to get pounded.
Would he want to pitch in a ballpark like that, though?
That's doubtful. That's doubtful.
No swing, says Paul Nart. And the count goes full. U.S. Cellular Field in Chicago has been one of the home run havens in the American League last few years.
Did he hold up? Yeah, he did. Great call.
He said with little conviction. But the Nats got a break there. See if they can make it hurt for a base runner. They will. Now it's 3-2, pardon me. Scoreboard jumped the gun here. So Josh Willingham has worked the count long. By the way, 20 runs on 20 hits by the Twins today. Wow, that's close.
How about Joe Mauer? Came back May 1st. He's already got 8 home runs. He's hitting .415. This was coming into today. And 26 RBI. And that's 3 weeks' work.
All right, let's check in with Debbie Taylor.
Well, Bob, Manny Acta held a closed-door meeting before batting practice today. He wanted to remind his players to stay positive. He said, look, you guys played very well on the West Coast trip. You need to grind it out and play better now. He didn't scream. He didn't yell. We know that's not his style. Jim Riggleman and Ron Vallone also spoke during the meeting. And Ron told me later, he said, hey, I dislike losing. We have to be more confident. I believe we can win.
I think everybody knows there's the personnel on this ball club to win ball games. I mean, but last night's relay play indicative of some of the mental lapses this club has had. On that ball hit to left field last night by Jack Wilson, when Andy LaRose scored, there were 4 veteran players involved in that. Dunn, Guzman, Zimmerman, and Belliard. Nobody was able to get the ball and throw a runner out at home who would have been out by 10 feet. And as it turned out, that's the run the Pirates needed to have the lead until the 9th inning.
And Joe Mauer today 3 for 4 with another 6 RBI, hitting .417 since he came back off the disabled list. But they're not catching him every day. They're DHing him and catching. That's a luxury in the American League you don't have here.
Detroit won at home over Texas 4-3, and Cleveland won at Kansas City 8-3.
You want to talk about bad defense? Bartolo Colon, 2 innings pitched, 8 runs, 1 earned.
Wow. Sounds like he had a hard time getting that third out, too. Willingham aboard. Willie Harrison, really good series. 4 for 9, 3 runs, and RBI. A step off by Snell. Josh Willingham is not a speedster. Has not attempted a stolen base this year.
Nick Johnson can steal a bag. Josh should be able to steal.
Well, you know, there's got to be some pressure on these guys because of Nick. I mean, Josh Willingham can fly, folks. In 5 major league seasons, he has swiped 13 bases.
Now see, and you would think that he's faster than Adam Dunn. Adam Dunn in about 7 years has 59 stolen bases.
How about that? No,
I told you he had 18 or 19 in 1 year.
Yeah, that would get everybody on a trivia question. Runner going. Off the glove of LaRoche.
Go.
Willingham easily to third. Willie Harris digging for 2. And Willingham rounds third until Pat Listash stops him. Second and third, nobody out. LaRoche made a play like that the other night. This one off of his glove.
Well, this is just a mistake by Snell right here. He tries to throw that pitch up and away, and it doesn't get up enough and away, and Willie Harris pulls it down the line, right past the diving LaRoche, and then it dies in the outfield, almost like they put so much water down there around second base and out by right field. The ball stops, enables Willingham to go all the way to third, and Willie Harris is at second. But you can't try to score the guy with no outs. If he gets thrown out at the plate, Pat would be in trouble, and Josh.
Josh Bard has 2 RBIs in this series. And by the way, the man that LaRoche robbed of a double Tuesday night, Willie Harris. So sometimes these things do even out for the hitters. Well, although they will never admit that.
He did slow the ball down and hit it with his glove. But then it just absolutely died in the grass right behind first base.
Josh hitting .208. But in this series, 2 for 4. And driving in all of his RBIs from the left side of the plate this year. He's 3 for 20.
And he just missed a home run the other night, hit it off the wall on the fly. He's starting to swing the bat a lot better the second time he's been up here.
Ground ball, that'll score a run. And that'll move up another runner. Sanchez throws out Bard, and the Nationals lead 1-0. Josh Bard's 3rd RBI against the Pirates here. And now Anderson Hernandez could get one by doing the same thing. At least it'll have to be a different type of chopper. They're going to pull the infield in now with 1 out. Some managers do not do this early in a ball game, but the pitcher is on deck. So the Nationals have scored their 206th run. Only the Dodgers and Phillies have scored more in this league. Anderson went up ripping, saw a strike. Trying to make something happen early in the count on a quality pitch for him.
He's smart right here. You know, you got the pitcher coming up behind you with 1 out. Try to drive the ball out in the outfield somewhere or get that run in.
Now, even if you hit that pitch, you're going to pound it into the dirt. That's not a good pitch to bite on, even if you think it's a strike. He's in trouble now, 0-2. So Snell could get out of this inning with only 1 run with the pitcher next. Target in. Fastball up and in. By the way, Snell pitched that interesting game on April 29th against Giovanni Gallardo in Milwaukee. When Gallardo homered off of him, the only run in a 1-0 loss. And it was an 0-2 pitch. Hernandez hangs tough, and that one gets Jaramillo.
And boy, did he work hard in that 7 innings of 1-run ball game. 4 walks, right? 4 walks, 5 strikes. It's 131 pitches, which we don't see a lot of anymore.
That's the most pitches thrown by any hurler in the major leagues this year. And it only got him through 7.
But as fate would have it, his last start in Colorado was a rain delay of 97 minutes. He only went 2 innings, 46 pitches, so he should be well rested for tonight. One and two to Hernandez. He'll serve one out to center field. That ball's caught. Back to tag, and here comes Willie Harris. He'll speed home. That'll work. Interesting play for the base runner. He came down the line a little bit, identified that the ball would be caught, and got himself back to the bag. No, that was a heads-up play right there by Willie Harris. Had he not gone back to the bag, he never would have made it home. He stopped halfway, as Bob said, Great sliding catch by McLeouth right there, but he's got no momentum to throw this ball to the plate himself. He lobs it in, and Willie Harris scores easily. There's no throw. Watch McLeouth sitting down to make a great catch, but then there can be no throw because there's no momentum, and he can't make a nice throw to the plate.
Craig Stammen's first major league at bat, and it comes with a 2-0 lead gift wrapped around it. One ball, one strike. Craig's a big kid at 6'3", 200. He hits that ball sharply out to Jack Wilson. Nationals score 2. When we come back, we're going to talk to Nick Johnson's mom, Paula. Straight ahead. With Paula Graff, Nick's mom, we're going to try to maybe iron out a little volume issue on her end of the telephone call before we have a chance to chat with her. We go to the top of the third. The Nationals on top 2-0. A walk, a double, a grounder, a sac fly, and opportunistic offense so far. Craig Stammen, his first 2 innings, 24 pitches, 18 strikes, and of 6 batters, Rob, he's thrown a first pitch strike to 5 of them.
What the hitters told me down in the locker room yesterday. He throws strikes. They're very excited.
Jason Jaramillo. '26-year-old rookie catcher. And that one's on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jaramillo started the ball game Tuesday night 0 for 3 with a walk. He's from Racine, Wisconsin. They got him from the Phillies in the Ronnie Paulino deal last December. Anderson Hernandez did a good job of getting over to get his body behind that. 7 straight for Stammen to start the game. Giants are here on the next homestand. 2 weeks from tonight's June 4th. It's Ladies' Night, presented by Hard Times Cafe. A rooftop pregame party. That starts at 4:30. Player appearances, complimentary stuff like massages, manicures, product samples, food, beverage, and more, and exclusive jewelry, handbag, and cosmetic vendors. Girls, it's $30 per person, including your ticket for the ball game. All-inclusive happy hour. It'll be a lot of fun. Hope you can come and join us at the ballpark. Jack Wilson, the 8-hitter for the Pirates, and quickly 0-2. Jack's had a good series. 5 out of 12. He's driven in 3 runs. So he's raised his batting average 20-some points coming to town. pulls that one. Zimmerman right there. 2 outs. 8 straight for the rookie. He'll face the opposing pitcher, Ian Snell. Ian Snell this year 3 for 15 with an RBI, an .092 career batter. Little two-hopper out to Guzman. 9 in a row to start the career of Craig Stammen. Nick Johnson will bat second. It's time for the Johnsons to pack up and head to the ballpark. Nice t-shirt, by the way, there, Nick. Off they go. The Johnsons to work.
That is so not the type of shirt I ever thought I'd see Nick in.
HomeDepot.com/spring. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Well, he's been butchering up some hits lately off of pitchers.
Yes, he has.
So is that Nick's new name, the Butcher? Who's going to be the baker, and who will be the candlestick maker?
Those are thought-provoking questions. You stopped me dead in my tracks.
Hey, you heard Wired Wednesday what pitchers talk about and think about during a ball game.
I know.
Not much.
I'm getting used to these nonsensical conversations we're having. Top of the order, here's Guzman. He flied out to left first time up. We were just unable to get a great phone connection to Paula Graff, Nick's mom out in Sacramento, so we thank Paula for trying. Hopefully we'll be able to do that some other time.
Well, you know California is going bankrupt, so.
Yeah, maybe they've downgraded the phone lines.
You know, Governor Schwarzenegger, if you want to talk politics, he was in town to ask for $21 billion to bail out the California budget.
Mm-hmm.
See? I'm sure to talk baseball.
The rest of the country's heartbroken. Here's Nick Johnson. Nick is now 4 for 10 in the series. He's been on base 9 times. And his batting average keeps on going, .338.
I'll give you an idea. One of my car's registration cost me $700 to have it registered this year.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so they're jacking up the prices everywhere so they can break even.
And the voters spoke loud and clear in California 2 days ago, didn't they?
No new taxes.
Nick pulled that ball down the right field line. All right, let's see, little Nick. Oh, man.
Look at those blue eyes.
I mean, he looks just like Nick Jr. does now. Those baby blues.
It's nice to see him with some hair. What?
Oh, you are brutal.
Really? Look at the helmet.
Yeah, the old two-ear flap helmet.
Looks like he's riding some kind of little trike deal there or something.
Yeah. And Nick gets this ball out to left field. Niger Morgan, 2 outs.
Trigger.
Northern California, Nick Johnson. Family still lives in the Sacramento area. I know another great guy from that area. His name is Buck Martinez.
The Buckster.
Our colleague over with the Orioles here on Masson. Buck's a Sacramento guy. Here's Ryan Zimmerman, who struck out swinging on a nasty slider first time. And that's a called strike with the breaking ball. He was looking fastball, got one. Firestone is a tradition of innovation. Multi-hit games. Now we update this because the official Major League stat sheet made a mistake yesterday. They had Zim for 18 or 19 games. It's back to 18 now. So he's right there with Orlando Hudson, then David Wright, Felipe Lopez, and Guzman. Hunter Pence, Miguel Tejada. Fastball up and away. So they took back one of Zimmerman's multi-hit games, and it really had nothing to do with the suspended game. It counts that. They just had him for one too many. Zimmerman serves one out to second, and in this series, that's the 4th line drive. He's hit right at somebody. We're on to the middle innings. Nationals lead the Pirates 2-0. And the young man from Ohio, Debbie, off to a great start.
Oh, he is the pride of Dayton right now, and there is quite a contingent here. Let's start with his dad, Jeff. What did you do today with Craig?
Oh, we just sit back and relax. Took Craig out for dinner, and just talked about old times and got him so he's cool, calm, and collected. Right, Connie?
How much of a dream come true, Connie, is this for your son and for your whole family, too?
It's a great dream come true for him, especially as a little boy. He always wanted to be a professional baseball player, and his dream came true. And we are just so blessed and just praising the Lord that he's here and we have this opportunity.
Jeff, you told me before the game that Craig really, really prepares, and obviously it's showing tonight, isn't it?
He really is, you know, and that's what he does. He prepares himself for any situation. So.
And finally, how proud is Dayton, Ohio to have their favorite son on the mound, a major leaguer now at Nationals Park?
I think, Debbie, we're just grateful. We're very grateful for the Washington Nationals and for God to let him be out there on the mound.
Thank you so much for joining us. Let's go back up to you, Bob.
Well, thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Stammen family. All the best to you tonight. Guzman will have to hurry. Morgan can fly, and that's 10 straight to start the game. Freddie Sanchez will be next, and then Nate McLouth.
Well, he's doing a great job of working ahead. This is something that maybe some of the guys in the bullpen can watch and learn from. But work ahead, get to your out pitches, and he's getting a lot of ground balls with that sinking fastball.
5 ground ball outs, a liner to short.
He throws a straight change to righties. He's got confidence in that pitch. I
don't
like
see
that.
why guys don't. Hitting's about timing.
Well, you don't want to hang it down and in the zone to a righty. It's just like the same thing with a lefty. You don't want to put stuff down and in their wheelhouse. If it doesn't go where it's supposed to, it's going to go out of the ballpark.
But aren't most right hitters high ball hitters?
Not necessarily.
Look at this. That's a hard sinker.
Yeah.
Diving down and in.
Well, here's the 0-2. Wonderful pitch right there. It's a sinking fastball down and in the dirt. Great spot for it. Freddie Sanchez has struck out twice now against Stammen.
And here's Nate McLouth, who flied to center shallow first time up. I don't know how much videotape of minor league guys teams have, but there's nothing like seeing somebody live throwing to you. And the Pirates obviously haven't seen him before, and so they're right now at the very start of their second time around the batting order. So these next 5 or 6 hitters will be very interesting to watch against him. He's working quickly, and there's Nick. There's another out, and there's 12 in a row to start the game. Mom and Dad like it, and Ohio is starting to pay attention. Adam Dunn, bottom of the 4th underway. Adam Dunn takes one low and away. Struck out looking as first time up Ian Snell fed him a diet of sliders. No, not the hamburgers, breaking balls. And Adam couldn't pull the trigger on one. Here's a 1-1 pitch. And the Pirates have pretty much pitched around him in the series, Rob, though they have retired him 9 out of 10 times, but they've walked him 4 times. His only hit, that opposite field home run.
Well, a lot of teams are pitching around Adam. They know what he's capable of. They don't want to give him anything that he can get extension on. And whenever he does, it goes out of the ballpark.
And the one time John Russell's team challenged him, it was a leadoff homer. So nobody on base.
Minimal damage.
And by the way, a note on Craig Stammen. In 4 innings, he's thrown only 45 pitches, 34 of them for strikes. He's put himself in a position to pitch deep into his first major league game. 3-2 to Adam Dunn. He'll pull it, hooking that ball right down to Adam LaRoche. 1 out. Nationals haven't had a hit since the Willie Harris double in the second. He's on deck here in the bottom of the 4th. Beautiful night at Nationals Park. Nats lead the Bucks 2-0. And Craig Stammen has been outstanding so far, setting down all 12 batters he's faced. Josh Willingham walked and scored first time. And don't forget, Willingham went around on a 2-strike pitch that was not called strike 3. Remember the appeal?
Yep.
That's inside the line.
That's going to be trouble.
If Willingham is called out on that pitch, the Nationals would not have scored a run back in the second. They got 2. And now Josh gets 2 bags. So now of his 13 hits in May, 10 of them have gone for extra bases.
Well, this pitch is down and in. Not where Snell wanted it. See it right on the inside of the bag right there. Josh hustling to get a double right there.
Willie Harris is next, and he doubled down the right field line off the glove of Adam LaRoche. Nats have out hit the Pirates now 3-0.
Well, we're not seeing the 96, 97 miles an hour that Snell's supposed to be throwing. He's throwing in 92, 93, 94 range. Getting some decent swings at him. Saw Ryan Zimmerman line out to the second baseman. Did a lot of that last night, too.
Ryan hit 3 lasers last night. There were
so
caught by
Belliard.
outfielders.
Belliard
We counted
ticked off.
8 line drives the Nationals hit that were outs last night. And that was in a 2-1 game. If they get 2 breaks, they probably win the thing. One ball, 1 strike. Ian Snell, 27 years of age, started with the Pirates in 04. He pitched 200 innings 2 years ago when he went 9-12. His best result season, 14-11 in 32 starts in 06. ERA's gone up the last couple of years, 5.42 last year when he went 7-12 in 31 starts. He's been pretty durable for the Pirates. So coming into this season, 95 starts the last 3 years. But he's only pitched 200 innings once.
I would say if you throw 1,100 sliders a year, your arm probably doesn't feel that great by September.
Yeah.
That's a lot of tension you're putting on your shoulder and your elbow.
1-2 to Willie Harris, who's having a great series. 5 out of 10. An RBI and 4 runs. And that's batting down in the 6-7 spots. Looks like he missed it. He'll hustle. It'll require a throw. 2 outs.
Another slider.
Time to bring you up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind. Craig Stammen walking out for his first major league start. getting loose. Rob, what's going through your mind minutes before this game?
Minutes before this game, he's probably ready to throw up. But once he gets out there, it's business as usual. Said before, he made 87 starts down in the minor leagues. Appeared in over 100 games. So, you know, the baseball part of it's probably the easiest part for him. It's dealing with all the other jitters and the passes for mom and dad and the family and all the other like ancillary things that he's got to worry about. But once he gets out on the mound, I think that's the best part of his day.
AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Josh Bard with an RBI grounder first time. He's got a chance to have 4 RBIs against the Pirates now with a base hit here.
Yep. Well, the kid's throwing a great game. You can use a few extra runs right here.
Yep.
Nice 2-out hit, which we do get a lot of. A lot of clutch 2-out hits from this team.
Josh Bard having a good series. 2 for 5, 3 RBIs. Up the middle. That's trouble for the Pirates. And here comes Willingham. Nationals lead 3-0. That ball scooting right up the middle. And Josh Bard, after having an RBI against no team he's played against this year, in 2 games has 3 against the Pirates.
Very nice right here. This is a sinking fastball down and away. Josh Bard slams it on the ground, but right by Snell. Gets a clutch 2-out hit right there to make it 3-0. Good guys.
And Anderson Hernandez will be next.
Well, and the thing about Snell, I told you before, he's given up about 150 more hits than innings pitched. He gives up hits, but they're on the ground, so you really got to try to slam him through the infield. Everything he throws, a slider down, a sinker down. Kind of a hard luck guy. You throw a 7-inning 1-run ball game and you lose 1-0.
A comebacker off the pitcher's glove. Hernandez trying to beat it out. He's out on a close play at first. The Nats get a run on 2 hits. Bard another RBI into the 5th inning. 3-0.
Chip, and she picks up a lot of the slack, so it's tough on her. But, she really helps me out, so I'm able to focus on what I need to do at the ballpark.
Nats first baseman Nick Johnson talking about his wife Liz. The Nats leading this one 3-0 now in the 5th inning. And Liz, how rewarding is it for you and also for Nick to have him playing at this level after such a hard comeback from injuries?
Well, he's definitely worked very hard for the past few years. I mean, every time he gets hurt, I think he has the right outlook on it. It's just each day he works harder to getting back on the field, and that's really all he cares about, is getting back on that field.
We had so much fun at your house this week, and I have to ask you, give us an insight into Nick. Is he as good a singer as he told us he is?
He would like to think so. I'm sure everybody, all of his friends think the same thing. He likes to think so, but I don't know. I think he might need to stick to the shower, and he's not going to be touring anytime soon.
Okay, Liz Johnson, thank you so much for visiting with us. Back up to you, Bob.
Thank you, Debbie Taylor. And there's the first base hit against Craig Stammen. Adam LaRoche pulls a double just inside the first base bag. And I would assume there's a nice ovation coming from the crowd right now. Well, Rob Dibble, it was a clean base hit.
It was a clean base hit.
And I think you'll see some of these Pirate hitters, the guys like LaRoche and Sanchez and Jack Wilson, guys who've been around for a while. Well, my point exactly. They're going to go up and start swinging early in the count. And you might notice that's Ronnie Belliard at second base. We will get a report on what happened to Anderson Hernandez as he tried to leg out that infield grounder a moment ago. That was played very well by Andy LaRoche.
Well, and the amazing thing about him so far, we know he's a strike thrower. No Pirate hitter has seen in a bat more than 5 pitches. So he gets right after it and gets you out of there.
So a runner at third and 1 out for Andy LaRoche. The young catcher Jaramillo on deck. Pirates trying to get on the board here. They're down by 3.
Well, it's also the first time he's had to work from the stretch in this ball game, so see what kind of movement he gets while he's in his stretch position with a man on third, 1 out. He could go from the windup, but you don't want someone to try to get a bunt by you.
And a bouncer to short, runner coming home. Guzman will throw to first. 2 outs. When you're up by 3, trading an out for a run. And the Pirates are on the board. The Family Fun Pack is back here in Natstown. Orioles here Sunday. $14 gets you upper right field terrace. $25 gets you lower deck reserved either side. With that, a hot dog, a non-alcoholic drink, and chips. Minimum 2 tickets per purchase. It is family day. Bring them out early. Pre-game autographs. Stay late. Kids run the bases.
Well, I like the way he works. He throws strikes. He works quick. He's got a nice tempo. Keeps the defense in the game.
And that ball driven to left center. Willingham is there. And through 5 innings at the major league level, 1 run, 1 hit, and great command by Craig Stammen. kind of goes with Dibble. That wasn't your middle name, was it?
Trouble or double? You could do the double dribble. I don't mind.
All right, let's have some Aflac trivia. Which set of brothers played for the Nats franchise? Could be Montreal.
Yeah, the Alou brothers.
At the same time. Yeah, we haven't had any brothers in the Washington Nationals, have we?
You've been here longer than I have. You would know that.
Yeah, none of Dimitri's brothers played with him here. Played against him here. So we're in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Craig Stammen has his second major league at bat. Hit the ball sharply first time up, and it went out to Jack Wilson at short. He's got a pretty good hack.
Yes, he does. He's up there hacking. No problem with that. Swing hard 3 times. If you make contact, it may go somewhere. I don't like it when pitchers stand up there and take 3 and sit down.
Yeah, act like you care.
Exactly. Try to help the team. Do something.
Stammen, Guzman, and Johnson here in the 5th. And a breaking ball gets him. That's okay if you don't run. Just get people out.
Save your energy.
Strikeout number 4 for Ian Snell tonight. And that'll bring up the Nationals leadoff man, CRISTIAN Guzman.
I knew I was going to work it in there somewhere. Save your stamina.
Stammen, I get it.
It was weak, but
that's okay.
See, Nick can't sing. I can't tell jokes.
It's better than a pitcher named Homer.
Homer Bailey. How about that?
Guzman thought that was a fastball. Ian Snell does have a great slider when he's on with it. Struck out Zimmerman, Dunn in the 1st. Harris in the 4th. And the opposing pitcher here in the 5th. What a gorgeous night here at Nationals Park. It's a nice night for a Curly W. Nationals trying to break a 7-game losing streak. They've lost 10 of 11. Fastball up. Ian Snell went to Caesar Rodney High School in Camden, Delaware. Played football, basketball, baseball there. Dave Williams, another Pirate, went to that high school. Class of '97. Guzman pulls it right side. Adam LaRoche plays the short hop very well. And 2 quick outs. And we've got more on the day of Nick Johnson showing up at the clubhouse. There's the board that has the stretching time on it. Nick's bat rack. He's going to go check the lineup now. Yeah, I'm in there. Probably looking to see who's in there from the other team, Rob, to know where he has to play defensively.
I like that he brings his glove to work with him.
Well, he's got to go home and play catch with Brianna. Visit HomeDepot.com/spring. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Nick Johnson 1 for 2 with a double tonight and a fastball right in there. It's not like Ian Snell is pitching a bad ball game. He quite honestly got robbed on a walk to Willingham back in the 2nd when Josh went around with 2 strikes, but the umpire called it ball 2. And then Josh walked. Harris doubled. A ground ball and a fly ball drove both of them home. Right now, Nick's hitting .500 on his covering the bases night. Started the night hitting .333. Ryan Zimmerman's been the hard luck kid in this series. He's had 4 line drive outs in the last 2 games.
Well, and I'm sure with the scouting reports that are going around and the graphs and charts that the technology can send out there quickly, they're playing it pretty well. I mean, the left fielder the last few nights, playing him in left center. Who plays him in left center?
And he lined out hard there twice last night.
It's amazing, but that's the modern technology that you're able to send advanced scouts in. The Orioles have had a scout here all week scouting us for this weekend series.
And Nick Johnson called out on a pitch low in the zone, inner half. We played 5. The Nats have out hit the Pirates 4-1 and lead 3-1.
And he's got a one-hitter, and he's going into the 6th inning. So I don't think you could ask for a better start than a kid coming up, you know, and getting rid of all the jitters and stuff like that, and throw a perfect game until the 5th inning. It's been nice to watch this kid throw a lot of strikes.
That ball hit foul by Jack Wilson, and the top of the 6th is underway for the Pirates. It'll be Wilson, the pitcher Snell, and then Niger Morgan for the Pirates in the top of the 6th. So a new piece of lumber for Jack Wilson, who's 5 out of 13 in this series. Seems like the Pirates have been in town forever, but wait till we tell you what they're in store for. From here they go to Chicago. They play the Cubs and they play the White Sox in interleague baseball. They're going to be in Chicago for 6 days, playing 2 different teams.
Wow.
There's a ball popped up left side. Zimmerman has a chance. It'll be close. He's there.
The fan even tried to take it away from him.
He thanks the fan for not interfering.
Well, this is a total concentration play. You get to the fence, you find out where you are right there. The fan says, oh, I'm part of the home team. I'm not going to grab this ball. Wouldn't be as easy on the road, but there you see Ryan. Hey, thanks for not knocking it out of my glove. We'll take that out.
That guy knows he cannot compete with Ryan Zimmerman for a pop-up.
No.
Here's Ian Snell with 1 out. 16 of 17 retired by Craig Stammen. And by the way, tomorrow that guy will be telling everybody at work, I could have had that ball.
Yeah, you're no Steve Bartman.
Thank goodness. 2-1.
Can you imagine that guy? He's disappeared off the planet.
It's a shame.
I feel bad for the guy, because every fan tries to catch the ball.
Right side, Ronnie Belliard. 2 outs, bases empty again. We've got our famous Dave's Exmo.
That's only befitting. This kid's throwing such a great game. We fixed the Exmo. Great job, guys. Famous Dave's. This is Mr. Craig Stammen coming at you. Nice mechanics. He's very fluid and graceful, and then he delivers a nice pitch down at the knees. Hopefully they'll all be this easy, but they're not.
The best tasting, most award-winning ribs in America, Famous Dave's. Niger Morgan.
Hey.
After Mitch, our camera guy, got drilled last night.
Just got a helmet on.
Yeah, broke some fingers.
Darth helmet.
Hey, there's no reaction time over there with a left-handed batter. Are you kidding?
Yep.
And that's up and in. Niger Morgan, a line drive to short and a bouncer to Guzman.
See, all those pitches are down, other than that one where he brushed Morgan off the plate.
9 ground ball outs. How about another? One hopper, belly yard. 68 pitches in 6 innings. Unreal for a first game. See your dealer today. Fantastic pitching by Craig Stammen in his major league debut. Ryan Zimmerman, bottom of the 6th, leads off. Ian Snell threw 5 innings, 81 pitches, 49 strikes. Zimmerman 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a liner to second. And Stammen, 68 pitches in 6 innings. Basically 11 pitches an inning. And he's thrown first pitch strikes to 11 of the 19 batters he's faced. Zimmerman cracks one out to shortstop. Jack Wilson throws him out. I think we're finding out now why it's so tough to have a hitting streak. Zimmerman's hitting the ball hard right at people. Our copyrighted telecast, presented by authority of the Washington Nationals, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals.
Well, he also just tied Jordan Zimmerman's first start with 5 out of 6 innings, 1, 2, 3. So
18 of 19 batters retired.
Yeah, it's very impressive. Keep it going.
Adam Dunn high in the air to left field, but he didn't get it. Nyjer Morgan there. 2 quick outs.
Too much of a slice.
Orioles are coming in tomorrow night. It'll be Jordan Zimmerman against Rich Hill tomorrow. Ross Detweiler and Koji Uehara on Saturday. Chiron Martis, Brad Bergeson on Sunday. And then the Nats are off to New York for Memorial Day. 3 in New York, a day off, and then 3 in Philly. Josh Willingham, a walk, a double, 2 runs scored. He was looking first pitch slider and still couldn't hit it. That's a good pitch. How do you take that?
Here's the 0-1 pitch right here, just below the pitch tracks. Okay, it went through our box.
It did.
It's tough to throw a strike in the big leagues today. I got to have a couple of those, or how am I going to pitch? This just, you know, it's just off the plate, but you used to get that pitch, and it came back towards the plate.
Those are the days.
Okay, now how was that pitch different than the pitch before?
He called it a strike.
There you go. 2-2.
Willie Harris next. If the inning continues, Snell working quickly, and he's retired 6 in a row and 7 of the last 8.
I mean, come on, 20-1 today. 20-1, and if you watch the Red Sox highlights last night, guys were just like tapping the ball and it was jumping out of the stadium.
Yeah, Phillies put 12 on the board today.
All right, Uncle, you want some runs scored.
That's a swing. Willingham's gone this time. 6 strikeouts for Ian Snell. Into the 7th inning, 3-1 Washington. Went for a little walk at about 6:40 this evening before a 7:05 first pitch. And every pitch through the first 68 have been pretty good. He only hit Adel Maroche pulling a double down the right field line to lead off the 5th. Scored on a couple of ground balls. 10 ground ball outs after that one by Nyjer Morgan, ending the 6th inning. Now he goes first pitch breaking ball with a strike to Freddie Sanchez. He has fanned this good hitter twice.
Well, the next time we get a kid called up here, I'm going to ask my offense again, what does he feature? And they're like, hey, we like the kid. He throws a lot of strikes. And that was Josh Willingham, Austin Kearns, and Adam Dunn.
Bouncer to third. Zimmerman can't cut it off. Guzman, long throw. Perfect for the out. Sanchez sliding in case the throw is high. One of the better plays Cristian Guzman has made this year.
Well, you throw strikes, you let it get hit to the defense, and they will make some plays behind you. Cristian Guzman made 2 errors in 1 inning this week. That is a big league play. Famous Dave's on the Exmo. Body under control. Perfect strike to Nick. Keeps the 1-hit, 1-run game intact right here. More importantly, keeps Sanchez off the base paths. Great job, Cristian.
Nate McLeod, fly ball to center, ground ball to first. I don't remember him being 3-0 to anybody tonight. He's gone 2-0 on a couple of hitters. I know through his first 5 innings or so, no Pittsburgh batter saw as many as 5 pitches in any at bat. Now he goes 3-1.
There you go. You put the jinx on him. Now he's 3-1.
Nothing up here affects what happens down. Come on.
It's all karma. You remember Kelly's Heroes with Clint Eastwood? Always with the negative waves, Moriarty. Donald Sutherland.
3-1 pitch. That could have been called a strike. First walk of the night, Debbie Taylor.
Well, Bob, if you think that Craig Stammen looks comfortable out on the mound, we heard his dad, Jeff, talk about preparation. Well, he was out here yesterday, and he really got a good feel for the field. And this is a kid that I guess works, according to his parents. And no, he never has thrown a no-hitter, but he did pitch a 1-hitter once during a summer league in college.
Well, why not another? Here's LaRoche, who got the only hit of the game. We thought he was here yesterday.
He was.
Coming from Louisville with Bergman and with Maxwell, but we never really were able to spot him. Because the Nats at that time were pretty much trying to keep it under wraps that he would start, but everybody knew that it was supposed to be him.
You got to get better intel. They were telling me the kid's like hat size and everything.
Well, you have connections as an ex-player
that
broadcasters can only dream about.
I dig deep. I hand towels out around the shower.
That's a little too deep for me, my son.
I'm kidding. Well, what? Debbie goes in the manager's office. I was just going to stay over at Nick's house. She's probably rummaging through their stuff. What can I dig up on Nick?
I know. I asked Nick today during batting practice. I said, tell me one thing about...
She's saying, yeah, I did.
I said, tell me one thing about you that Debbie Taylor doesn't know. And he said,
nothing.
There's nothing. She knows everything. He just laughed at me. I thought I could one-up her just once. Fastball outside, 2-2.
Well, how about Manny Acta? I mean, she wears him out with questions. There's nothing Debbie can't know about Manny. His life's an open book right now to Debbie.
I'd love to see a 4-6-3 closed book right here.
Oh, he's just going, I hope we win so she can't ask me any of those loser questions again. God, how many more games can we lose? God, we got to win. That way I'll get good questions.
Man, he's getting good pitching tonight.
Boy, he has held it together through this whole thing, though.
That ball is hammered to right. My goodness. Adam Dunn never moved. And this game is tied. A walk and a blast. Welcome to the big leagues. Adam LaRoche has come alive tonight. He has the only 2 hits against Craig Stammen.
Well, that's a dangerous pair of guys right there. McLouth and LaRoche back to back. You see that swing, head down, full extension. Problem about the big leagues is you make a mistake, it doesn't come back.
Second deck, that's big man's territory out there. LaRoche with his 7th of the year. The Pirates with only their 27th. Only the Mets and the Giants have hit fewer home runs. The phone rings in the bullpen. Julian Tavares is working, and the game is tied here in the 7th. And I guarantee you there's nobody in that third base dugout who right now doesn't think they're going to sweep this series. This ball out to left center. That's uncatchable. Into the bullpen. Ground rule double. Brandon Moss. And things are changing quickly.
Well, this is the third trip through the lineup for Craig Stammen, and all of a sudden they now have a book on him, what he throws, the off-speed stuff, the sinkers, the sliders, the change-ups. Now he's got to learn here at the major league level. You got to make some adjustments right here, get yourself out of a jam. Got to get a couple more outs to get out of here and keep the game 3-3.
Next hitter, Andy LaRoche. It's amazing how one walk can change so many things. He was cruising along, fell behind McLeouth, borderline 3-1 pitch, didn't get the call, then boom, tie game. Now he's behind 2-0. But you know what? If at 6:45 someone would have told us a kid in his major league debut would have you tied 3-3 and still pitching in the 7th, you'd be pretty satisfied with that. But not that. Up the middle. Moss coming home, and the Pirates have shocked the Nationals with 3 quick runs here. And it might be time for Manny to go get his rookie pitcher. The evening started out in spectacular fashion, continued on through the middle innings, and then came to an end very quickly in the 7th. He's only given up 4 hits the entire night, walked 1, struck out 3. Their communities. 30 everyday All-Stars will be honored at the All-Star Game in St. Louis. Go to peopleallstars.com for your nomination. Julian Tavares has not pitched in 5 days. What does that mean, Rob, to a pitcher with his kind of stuff?
Well, his arm's going to feel great. He may overthrow the breaking ball a little bit because he's got what we call a live arm. He feels very strong right now. And I'm sure Julian likes to be a little bit tired, makes his ball run a lot more, move a lot more, and sink. So hopefully he can get it to do what he wants it to do right here.
Last time he pitched, Sunday's 8-6 loss to the Phillies when he gave up a hit and a run did not retire a batter and was charged with 2 earned runs. Fastball up, 3-0. At certain stages of his career, Tavares' forte was throwing a hard sinker, and he used to get a lot of ground balls in double plays. A 4-pitch walk. And some are booing already. Jack Wilson next. The Pirates have plenty of incentive to win their 6th in a row tonight. A 4-game series sweep would put them within 1 game of getting back to the 500 mark. They are 8-4 against the East. Kip Wells throwing. I wonder if Ron Vallone's the closer tonight. Really the only guy getting people out lately. And a line drive right at Adam Dunn. 2 outs. Interesting league notes today, Rob, especially the Jake Peavy situation.
Well, a lot of people had speculated that Jake Peavy would take that trade and go to the White Sox. He rejected it, which is his right. He's got a full no trade clause through 2010, then a partial through the 11 and 12 seasons. But it's a hitter's ballpark. He would be going to the American League where there's the DH, and it was also speculated that he likes to hit. I don't know too many pitchers that would reject a trade just because he wants to hit in the National League. We saw CC Sabathia accept that money and go to the New York Yankees, and everybody said, oh, he wants to stay in the National League. But also Jose Reyes, I mean, with Delgado out with the Mets, now Reyes may be out with a bad calf. That's not the best news that the Mets could receive if that MRI comes back that the calf is injured. Also last night, Ellsborough, you saw at the top, made 12 outs by himself, tied a major league record. He was like Kelly Leak. Bad News Bears running around catching everything last night. Here's Gorzelani. Came back up to the big leagues now as a reliever.
Eric Hinske pinch hitting for the pitcher here as a pinch hitter. Hinske 4 for 13 on the year. There's a breaking ball from Tavares. It drops in 2-1. So Ian Snell is done after 6 innings, 3 runs on 4 hits. He did not walk a batter and struck out 6.
2-0, the sinker wasn't really sinking, so he tries a slider and he throws it in there. 2-1 slider to Hinske.
1 correction. Snell did walk 1 batter. Willingham back in the 2nd, leading to the Nationals 2 runs. There's only base on balls.
Well, you see him overthrowing that sinker right now. It's not working for him.
3-1 Tavares to Hinske. The 8th Pirate to bat in this inning. Leadoff man Niger Morgan next for the Bucks. Three-two runners going. Line drive, a 1-hopper right at Belliard, and the Pirates are gone. But they get 3 in the 7th. They knock out Craig Stammen, and at the stretch, it's Pittsburgh by 1. Stammen 6 1/3, 4 runs on 4 hits. And
no, that was
Snell
still a
very,
very successful debut. That was fantastic. He had the 1 bad inning. The walk was really the killer, because you can give up home runs. That's going to happen up here on a mistake, but the walk came back to haunt him there. He'll learn. Jordan Zimmerman's been going through it. After a great couple of starts, all of a sudden they get a book on you, and you have to make adjustments on the fly in the major leagues. Can't get away with mistakes at this level.
Here's Willie Harris, bottom of the 7th. And Tom Gorzolani takes over and misses.
And as we continue to say, you can't defend walks. As Willingham, the only walk from Snell.
And a good swing by Willie Harris. And the Nationals continue to hit line drives everywhere the Pirate outfielders are playing.
Well, they're not tricking us, that's for sure. I mean, last night, a lot of balls were just rockets and atom balls, as you said. About 8 line drive outs last night. Here's Willie Harris on the famous Dave's Exmo camera. We're glad to have that back, and wham! Except he hits it right at the right fielder.
Here's Josh Bard, 1 for 2 with a pair of RBIs.
I wonder who's setting their defense, because he's kind of like Nostradamus. Been predicting where we're hitting the ball a lot in this series.
I think it's Danny Murtaugh looking down from that great baseball diamond in the sky. The all-time Pirates manager. He won 1,151 games with this franchise. From 1957 to 1976. One and 2 to Josh Bard. Ronnie Belliard is next after taking over for Anderson Hernandez. Kipwell certainly ready. And Bard gets under it. Easy play for Nate McLouth. 2 outs. You know, this is the sort of thing that can turn into sort of an extra inning game. Everybody's trying to jack one. Let's see what happened to Anderson Hernandez. He got upset with himself, smacked himself on the helmet, and then he would look at his finger and come out of the game. Could he have hurt his finger while smacking it into that helmet?
Oh, absolutely. That's probably what he did it, and it's a frustration injury. Last year, you remember Carlos Quentin broke his hand punching a wall after an at-bat, and he would have been the American League MVP and helped his team in the playoffs if he had not gotten hurt. So hopefully he's okay, and I'm sure they'll take x-rays of that pinky finger on his throwing hand. And that's the key to that injury. When he's hitting left-handed, it's the bottom hand, the control hand. It's also holding the ball when you're throwing it to first base. Doesn't seem like much, but just a little like hurt finger, broken finger, bruised finger. I mean, we saw Roy Oswalt come out of a game with a bruised thumb.
Yeah.
And that helped us. I think we got about 5 or 6 innings that inning when the bullpen came in. So it's just little things like that. What do they say? If I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck at all.
You can read Johnny Holliday's blog at massinsports.com. His words exactly.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Johnny writing about karma this week.
Well, you know, you don't believe it. I do. Now, I think we still have a lot of positive karma in there, in that clubhouse. Guys are all positive. There's no finger pointing. No fights that I've heard of.
Nope.
Yeah, we used to fight when we were winning games. And that guy's been steady as a rock.
Three and two, Belliard now. Nats need base runners. Kearns will bat for Tavares if the inning continues.
Come on, get the kid off the hook.
Tom Gorzolani for the Pirates in his third appearance since his call-up earlier this week. Inning in 2/3 with 3 strikeouts coming into this appearance. And he has 2 more quick outs trying to get a 1-2-3 7th. And Belliard will hit an easy fly ball to center. 3 balls in the air, 3 Nats down, and we go to the 8th. Top of the order for the Pirates. They lead 4-3. Low fares, no hidden fees. By PNC Bank, PNC leading the way. And by GE, imagination at work. Into the 8th inning. Julian Tavares still on the mound for the Nats. Niger Morgan is 0 for 3. They play shallow at the corners, and a breaking ball's in there. Morgan 2 for 11 in the series. 2 for 12. Nick Johnson will spin and touch the bag. Debbie Taylor didn't tell us that Nick Johnson had ballet and dancing skills over there.
Don't you remember the way he danced around home plate about a week ago?
Hey, that's right.
He's got some moves.
Claims he's got the tunes to go with it, but evidently Liz Johnson doesn't concur.
Maybe we'll have to karaoke one night and see what Nick's made of.
Look at one of those portable karaoke machines for the next charter flight.
Oh, I'm going to wrestle. Is that a ball game? Is that an Angels game, you think?
Red seat. Could be red seats. Could be a minor league game. Bases empty, 2 out. Sanchez down. Nate McLouth is next.
Oh, yeah. Football.
Man. That's that look you get when you tell them to do something and they have no intention of doing it. I bet you Paula knows that look, Nick's mom. Great baseball family. Nick's uncle, Larry Boa, Paula's brother. Here's Nate McLeod with the bases empty and 2 outs. With the bases empty, 1 out last inning. His walk set the stage for the Adam LaRoche home run. Gulf Coast League Expos back in '96. Actually, I have to check. That's probably the Yankees club. Guzman was a Yankee. Nick was a Yankee. So that was the New York organization. One ball and 2 strikes. Tavares trying to get the Nats back in the dugout. Broken bat. Johnson to Tavares, and that's it. Number 9 spot, then the top of the order. Nick will bat 3rd in the bottom of the
game, and you can thank Craig Stammen for that, and you can also or Julian Tavares and credit him for getting us through the last couple innings. You have to go out there now, and this is a tight ball game. You got to win some one-run ball games to try to work out of this rut that we're in. And this is the type of ball game where, like you said, you string together a couple of good at-bats, get on the board, maybe tie the game, take the lead, and send it to the 9th inning, and hopefully we can win this ball game. But you know, we've been really good in these ball games and scoring a lot of runs lately. This is going to be a tough one to win.
Austin Kearns in the throes of a slump that's bothered him for the last week or two. At the plate, he is 4 for his last 33. Under his hands for a strike.
Well, now you got to go into protection mode. You got to try to just put it in play. Gonna have to fight our way out of this slump. This is one of those games.
Nobody's feeling sorry for you.
No.
There's another ball in the air. And Gorzolani's retired.
Well, the Cleveland Indians are playing some bad baseball right now. Nobody feels sorry for them. Their bullpen's getting beat up. Just got to keep fighting.
They did win their 16th game today. And you can follow the Nats on your iPhone and iPod Touch. MLB.com at Bat 2009, featuring play-by-play video highlights and live audio. Nationals.com on your iPhone or iPod Touch to purchase. Cristian Guzman with a 1 out in the bottom of the 8th.
And remember, the Minnesota Twins were not playing good baseball until Joe Mauer came back. And our starting catcher is not out there every night. Jesus Flores has been injured for over a week. That's going to disrupt the pitching staff a little bit because they're not used to throwing to the backup and Josh Bard. Got Will Nieves out there. So it's, you know, just little things. Little things. Once you get healthy, things are much better.
The Nats are 2-14 without Flores starting. That ball was really creamed by Guzman into left field. 1-on-1 out. Finish off the day for Nick Johnson at home, coming to the ballpark. Time to stretch in the afternoon sun. Take some grounders for quite a while. Get those cuts. I know he did a little hanging around with Ray Knight to talk about playing first base the other day. More saving, more doing. That sounds like Nick. The power of the Home Depot. HomeDepot.com/spring, covering the bases. So a runner aboard. Guzman is really not a base stealer. Used to be. Joe Hanrahan, rough outing last night, up and throwing. Kid Wells is ready if needed. And Julian Tavares, by the way, just closed out an inning and 2/3 of scoreless relief. 1 walk, nothing else.
And nicely done.
Got to keep it close.
Right, you got to win these games. It's a well-pitched ball game to this point. They're only down a run. Been fighting back from down 5, down 6 late in ball games and coming back.
Some of the other major leaguers who went to McClatchy High School in Sacramento.
Let's see Deion James on there.
Yeah,
I played against Deion James. Played with the Braves.
Roland Office, another Brave. Nick was drafted in the 3rd round by the Yankees in 06. Came to Montreal with outfielder Juan Rivera and left-hander Randy Choate for pitcher Javier Vazquez in December of 03. He drove in 58 runs for the 02 Yankees and 47 for the Yanks in 03 prior to that deal. He's been an Expo/National ever since. And Gorzolani gets a strike on the inner half, 0-2.
Last pitch is going to be on the inner half right here. Well-placed fastball that he throws like at the front of Nick's knee. Comes back across the plate.
Comes back with the hook. And Nick Johnson able to get out in front of it and foul it away.
Boy, he stays in there so well. Don Mattingly used to have a wide open stance. So that he could turn that front shoulder in towards lefties. So against lefties, Don Mattingly would open up wide like Andres Galarraga. Remember how he used to do that?
Yeah.
And face the pitcher. And then when the pitch would come, well, Nick stays right in there.
Guzman has only attempted 3 stolen bases this year and been caught twice. The Nats don't have a real good percentage. They've stolen 16 but caught 10 times. Oh, 2 to Johnson. Breaks his bat and gets a base hit.
Gets a 3rd.
How about that? Oh. Guzman no chance to go to 3rd, but 2 aboard, 1 out, and Ryan Zimmerman coming up.
This is just a great job at the plate by Nick Johnson. You see the fastball. Gorzolani gets ahead. Fastball in 0-2. He's going to throw him a big breaking ball. Nick stays alive by fouling it off. And there is a broken bat single on a great curveball. He just keeps that front shoulder in against lefties as well as anybody I've seen. It's tough to do on that big sidewinder breaking ball right there. And he did a great job.
Pirates might be buying some time here for Jesse Chavez to get ready.
Famous Dave's on the swing right here. Exmo at its best. Look at that. Boom. You see the bat snap and kind of jump in his hand.
Nick 2 for 4 tonight. 5 for 13 in the series. He's been on base 10 times.
Chavez.
There's that kid Chavez
He
with
can
the
throw.
big time fastball.
Talk about running it up there in mid to high 90s.
Saw him pitch a scoreless 7th last night. So the Pirates taking all kinds of time here, but it appears Gorzolani will stay in and face the right-handed hitting Zimmerman. This is interesting.
Well, because I think that you got Adam Dunn behind Zimmerman, so he's probably telling him how to pitch Zimmerman very carefully. Don't get beat by the righty. You got the big lefty coming up.
Ryan Zimmerman is going to be played up the middle by just about everybody in a situation like this. He's hit into the second most double plays in the National League this year to Andre Ethier, 10. He needs to keep the ball off the ground here. First pitch, changeup.
Right center field. Fastball away. Hopefully Ryan will smoke it into that gap. We will take the lead, and then we'll take it from there. See if we can get the final 3 outs in the top of the 9th. I'll settle for just a hit right here for 1 run, but I'm greedy. I want them all.
Base hit, right field. Guzman will score. Nick Johnson going to third.
Sweet.
Zimmerman's put the Nats in a position to take the lead now. RBI number 32. You know, the Pirates have 4 left-handers and 3 right-handers in their bullpen, and I know Adam Dunn's coming up, but I'm wondering why they didn't have Chavez ready for Zimmerman and then another one of their remaining 3 lefties for Adam Dunn.
No, I don't think they thought that Gorzolani would have this kind of problems with our hitting. They must not know our MO. Right there. Great changeup. Ryan Zimmerman takes it to right field for the RBI.
If Adam Dunn elevates a fly ball, the Nats lead. Not on that pitch. Good take. Ball 1.
He probably won't get anything straight right here. Boy, that left field line, if you could hit that breaking ball down the left field line, go for 1 run all day.
There's a fastball.
Fastball away, 94. Well, they're playing him to pull, and then they pitch him away right there. Almost a big mistake. Niger Morgan is playing way towards center field over in left center.
Target in. Adam Dunn with a base hit. Up the middle, Nationals lead 5-4. Talk about stringing some hits together. How about 4 consecutive singles?
Well, that'll be it for Mr. Gorzolani. Adam Dunn, fastball in, recognizes the rotation, and he just jams it back up the middle. Huge at bat right there.
Adam Dunn with his 33rd RBI, staying 1 ahead of Zimmerman. Gorzolani is done. Jesse Chavez on the way. And the Nats have retaken the lead. There's still only 1 out. Why stop here? Another run or 2 would be sweet. RBIs from Zimmerman, his 32nd, Dunn his 33rd, and now Josh Willingham will have a chance to bust this baby open for the home team against hard-throwing Jesse Chavez. This kid can bring it.
Yeah, we've seen Josh turn on a lot of hard-throwing guys this year.
That one tailing inside. Not a whole lot of reaction time right there at 95 miles an hour. Lenny Harris next. 4 consecutive one-base hits by the Nats. That's up and away, 2-1. On a pitch up, Willingham will fly to left. Niger Morgan for the second out. With everything we've had going on tonight, covering the bases with Nick, we never answered our trivia. The brothers who played for the Nats franchise at the same time. Is it the Alous? The Guerreros. Wilton Guerrero was a middle infielder.
Wilton was actually the player taken, and the scouts didn't like Vlad Guerrero. They said he was too tall and too skinny and not that good. So they took Wilton. How about that story?
I can see the scouting report. Swings at too many bad balls. Oh, yeah, by the way, hit some of them out of the park.
Not all evaluations perfect.
Or in the infamous words of Mark Schott, I can't believe we pay people to go watch baseball games.
That's true. Fired half her scouts.
Willie Harris 1 for 3. He's hit the ball hard twice tonight. One pitcher stands alone in the bullpen at the moment. Will the Nats lead by 1 or more into the 9th? And that's Joe Hanrahan, who still leads this staff with 3 saves. The Pirates, by the way, old Abner Doubleday's done it again. Adam LaRoche leads off the top of the 9th. Seems like somebody from 2 through 5 is always batting in the 9th inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Harris. And that ball really moving down and away from Willie. Verizon Fios with Nats Extra straight ahead. A breakdown of Craig Stammen's Major League debut. Ray will talk about it. And inside the offensive attack tonight, yielding 5 runs on 8 hits. And of course, Manny Acta's post-game comments. I would imagine they'll sneak in a thought or two about the Battle of the Beltways coming up tomorrow night. Willie is hanging tough. How about some tickets? Join us tomorrow night. Orioles here. We get to see Jordan Zimmerman pitch tomorrow night. 888-632-NETS or Nationals.com.
You get to see Adam Jones. He's got 50 hits of his own over with Baltimore. Nick Markakis will be here. We've got some great young stars themselves.
Brian Roberts, one of the most reliable players in the big leagues.
I tell you, Adam Jones, it's amazing that the Mariners parted with that young man. He is fantastic.
Jim Palmer will join us in the booth for the weekend. Jim Hunter and I will share play-by-play duties. One and two to Willie Harris again. Got him. Top of the ninth coming up. A big eighth for the Nats. Guzman, Johnson, Zimmerman, Dunn, all base hits. 5-4 Washington. It'll be Rich Hill for Baltimore. 1-0, 3.18 ERA. He's only about 5 days off the DL. Screech beats the Oriole bird again. In fact, Teddy beat him in a match race last year. Jordan Zimmerman goes for the Nats. And hopefully a much better first inning for Jordan tomorrow night. You saw Austin Kearns, who's still in the ball game, playing right field. Joel Hanrahan against Adam LaRoche in the top of the ninth. This was the two facing each other last night when the wild pitch happened and then the walk. That put the Pirates up 2-1. First pitch slider. Second pitch fastball, 2-0. LaRoche has been the Pittsburgh hitting star tonight. A double, a run scored in the fifth, and a two-run homer in the seventh. Strike one. Fastball, 2-1. 3-1, pardon me. He was 2-0, then the strike. Right at the belt, 3-2. On a pitch up, rammed to center, deep part of the park. Willie Harris, nearly 400 feet away.
Well, this was Joel Hanrahan last night. Throwing a lot of sliders right here. One gets by Will Nieves, and that was the difference in the ball game. Gets the first out tonight on a fastball, but he got behind once again with the slider.
Nothing bigger than that first out he just got. Another left-handed batter, Brandon Moss. Keep in mind, this guy has a grand total of 1 home run this year.
Well, I like what Maniac is doing here, though. He's showing a lot of confidence in the kid in Hanrahan, bringing him back out here after a bad night last night.
Joel's working fast, Rob.
Well, and he should be challenging these guys. If you're going to get beat with 96, 97, not a slider.
Yeah. And you might overpower them, strike them out, or break their bat and pop them up.
Well, and you know what? There was a time when they did call my pitches from the bench. And maybe they'll have to go back to that as he gives up a hit on an 0-2 slider.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. And you have to have confidence that you can locate 97 to where these guys cannot hit it. You're helping them by throwing an 83-mile-an-hour slider. It's the last pitch. 0-2, hanging slider, 86 right down the middle of the plate.
That hurts.
It does, because it's unfortunate that you don't believe in your fastball enough to just go out there and pepper the strike zone.
Yeah,
but and pitching, though, is not just throwing hard. It's locating that 96 on the black outside. You know what? If the guy taps it into left, okay, he tapped your 96-mile-an-hour heater into left. But if you throw 86 in the middle of the plate and he gets a base hit, then that's a mistake.
Ramon Vasquez hitting for Andy LaRoche.
Trust me, I used to hear Lou Piniella scream at me from the dugout. Stick that slider, blah, blah, blah. he didn't like me to get beat by the second or third best pitch that I had. Yeah, that's a good pitch right there. 95 on the black. Stay there. Randy Myers made over 300 saves in the big leagues, throwing 95, 90 to 95 right on the black. Rarely came inside.
1-1 strike to Vasquez. Man, that was a borderline pitch. Could have gone either way.
There you go. He's nowhere close to hitting that 96. He's just staying alive. Randy Myers would get taken deep every now and then, opposite way. But you know what? You'll take your chances with that. Guy hits a home run the other way on 96. You got to tip your hat to him.
One and two. Fastball got in. Up and in. A borderline call that does go Hanrahan's way. 2 outs. And the hitter will be Delwyn Young.
Well, Bard wanted it down and away, but he throws it 96, and it breaks back over the plate. Freezes the hitter. He had no shot. Couldn't pull the trigger.
And Rob, I give Chad Fairchild some credit behind the plate as the umpire. A lot of umpires will not call that a strike when you don't throw it where your catcher is set up.
Right, but it was a strike.
2 outs. He's not getting the outside corner.
No, that ball runs a little bit, but you know what? The guy hits it, he'll probably hit a ground ball. So don't move the spot. Just keep peppering that spot right there.
Delwyn Young, 5 for 12 as a pinch hitter this year. A runner at first, 2 outs.
Don't overthrow. Let it happen.
And a 2-0 coming. No strikes out there.
It's just a little overthrown. You throw that front shoulder out a little early, the ball will tail away like that. Well, this might be time to drop that slider in there.
He gets a high strike on a fastball. 3-2. Brandon Moss will be running. 17,816 on their feet.
3-1. 96 right down Broadway.
And that's the end of a 7-game losing streak in 2 hours and 25 minutes. Joe Hanrahan, his 4th save of the year. The Nats win it for Tavares. They get Stammen off the hook, and they salvage a game from the Pirates in this 4-game series. Throw the gas and